Leader is a national nonprofit where we train young urban adults for entry-level positions.
Christine Browning with CMI International. We're a talent management firm focusing on organizational development, leadership development, executive coaching, and career transition. And then on my free time, I'm also the VP of GEMS. So I get to oversee all 8 of GEM meetings, which are fantastic.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Henry Moore, the Assistant Director of Human Resources for Talio Insurance Group out of Gainesville, Florida.
I'm Patrick Thurman. I'm an independent associate for a company called Emergenetics International. We study and deliver workshops essentially on neurodiversity.
Hi, my name is Mia Money, and I'm doing some consulting with Words of Management. What's the last one? Money.
Good morning, I'm Valerie Knoll, and I'm a regional HR generalist with Crawford & Company.
Good morning, or afternoon, whichever way. I'm Will Humphreys, and I'm enjoying 2 contracts right now, and I'm also looking for a full-time position here in Atlanta.
Hello, I'm Liz Rolling. I'm a senior consultant with TurkNet Leadership Group, and we do leadership coaching, pre-hire assessment, and many other things around that.
I'm Sarah Bowen. I'm a research associate with TurkNet Leadership Group as well.
Hi, I'm Tara Sissel, and I'm a human resources manager for a local CPA firm, BNKJ, down here in the perimeter area.
Hi, I'm Pam Plessner. I'm a human resources manager at Noble Systems, the software company.
I'm Christy Wilson. I work with Atlanta Mission. We're working to end homelessness here in Atlanta, doing that a variety of ways, especially specializing really in helping people overcome addictions that have maybe led to homelessness. So Fabulous is a Christian organization. We are hiring an HR generalist entry level. I don't know if anyone in the room knows of a good one, but certainly would love to talk to you more.
My name is Renee Chester. I'm with an employee benefits broker called the AI Group.
I'm Courtney Counts, a cultural anthropologist with GTM, a national cross-cultural communications agency.
I'm Terry Davis with Terry Davidson.
He's our Terry Davidson. Impressions. I feel like I should be out there, not up here. So again, thank you so much for having us. How many of you have a lot of meetings? Just all right. Is that about half the room? Can you raise your hand, Tyler? I just want to see how many have a lot of meetings. And how many of you like sometimes have meetings before the meeting? Meetings before the meeting. Okay. And what are they generally designed for? Socializing? Pre-socializing. And what else? Making the meeting productive. Making the meeting productive. Preparing for the meeting. Getting ready for the meeting, right? We have them. They might be through email, quick phone call, at the door, you're going to send it. You know, if she says this, then you say that. You know, we have little meetings before the meeting now. A lot of times we do. And just like it's important to have meetings before the meeting, we think sometimes it's important that we recognize some of the conversations that we have before we actually engage in real conversations. And those are the conversations we have with ourselves that we're going to talk about a little bit today. So could someone read this?
People don't get along because they fear each other. People fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they have not properly communicated with each other.
So that's one of Dr. King's more famous quotes. And it's one that we use before we talk about listening. Because we don't think he was necessarily talking about people not talking in terms of not communicating. Because we get, we talk a lot of times, but we think he was talking more about listening. And we don't purport to be experts on listening, but we thought that we would share maybe just a few skills around listening, because a lot of times, rather than when we're in conversation, we're in dialogue with people, rather than really being fully present with them, we're kind of listening to ourselves about what am I going to say next, what advice am I going to give. There's a whole lot of things we're listening to rather than the other person. So we're just wanting to explore just a couple of skills. We think that listening is actually revolutionary. It's really good, solid, empathetic listening is revolutionary, and that without being overly dramatic, that if we listen well and on purpose to one another, that we could probably start to empty out jail cells and insane asylums. People really just want to be listened to. So we think it's important that we're not pretending to listen to each other, that we're actually listening to each other. And there's a couple of skills that we want to share with you. One is delighted attention. And so even as I look out, somebody with a little bit of around, says, there you go. So, you know, particularly when you're in the front of the room, I mean, or even when you're in a conversation and you're talking with someone, if you were to listen, well, at least for me, if you're sitting there looking at me like, this is an hour I'll never get back. You know what I mean? If you're looking at me and I'm interpreting you that way, I'm really having a hard time. I mean, I can fake it all day. I was a theater major. I mean, I can just kind of fake it like I'm really doing okay, but I'm really feeling bad about myself because you're not looking at me with a little bit of delight. You know, and so it's not like a fake character, like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm delighted to be with you. I'm delighted to be in dialogue with you. I'm happy to listen to you. I'm happy to be with you. You know, I'm happy that you're sharing with me, or just some delighted attention. Now, a lot of times, when a person is sitting perhaps with their arms folded, people make up stories like, oh, she didn't like me. Really, it's because you're cold-natured. You're cold-natured. And people make up stuff on you. Oh my God, they just create all kinds of stuff on you about how you don't like them. You're talking about their mother. I mean, just all kinds of stuff that they make up about you. Or your face might fall a little bit as you're listening. I know you. Yeah. Your face might fall, and it's not because of anything that the person is doing. You're thinking about your 13-year-old and what she did at school yesterday. Or you're thinking about something at work. You're thinking, and it's not about the other person. But I think if you could just be conscious, that's just one skill to maybe take, that it helps a person along, it helps a conversation along. If you can just give some slight version of delighted attention. I'm paying attention. And you're all doing it now. It's just, oh my goodness, it's delighted attention. And then just in terms of conversations, the Greek, the word conversation comes from the Greek word conversare, and con, what does that mean in Spanish? With. So a conversation or a dialogue is when you're engaging and sharing ideas with someone. Have you ever been in a conversation, like my family knows when so-and-so, I'm not going to say her name, my girlfriend from DC, when she calls, I'm like, yeah, that's what, I can't get a word in edgewise, you know? It's not a conversation, it's a versation. It's not about being with anyone, it's about kind of spilling all over someone, kind of, you know, and then the minute you have something to say, you know the person. Oh, girl, I gotta go. It really happens. So, we would encourage you, it's not always, obviously it's not scientific. You get 15 minutes and then I get 15 minutes. A lot of times, I'm gonna need something because I'm suffering about something, and as a friend, you're going to listen to me. Someone might come in with a business problem. It's not going to be 50-50 all the time, but just kind of keep in mind that a conversation should go back and forth, and we just kind of call that equal time. And we're going to practice this in a little bit with the actual equal time. Then the third skill will seem unnatural because a lot of times we're taught to help people along, and we want to rescue each other. So when someone's talking, you say, I see what you're saying. That reminds me of this thing that happened to me. So what you really mean to say is, so we just kind of help each other along. So what we're going to ask is that when you do the listening exercise in a few minutes, that you do it uninterrupted. So you can kind of grunt, like, I do that all the time. But just try to practice it.